welcome everybody to Wolves After Dark. Almost call this Timberwolves After Dark. Timberwolves win. That's a different show. 123-95. A game that we should win by a lot. We won by a lot. So it feels good. If you're new here, subscribe to the channel. And we're going to start a new tradition here. Only on YouTube. If you're watching on Facebook, that's awesome. This is our first Facebook stream. And if you're watching on Twitter, thank you. But you can chat over here and you can do everything over here on YouTube. And we're going to start doing some giveaways here. So if we can get the stream, any stream that we do for the rest of the season, well, maybe I can't commit to that. But if we get to 50 likes on the stream, we will do some sort of giveaway, whether that's Jake's Graph jerseys, tickets, maybe even jerseys, all this kind of stuff. So make sure you like the stream. Also, if we get to 500 subscribers, we're going to do that too. But we're a little ways away from that. I don't think we can hit there tonight. But if we can, you never know. So anyways, Ashwin, how are you feeling after this game?
What's up, Cameron? Feeling good. Feeling good. I think early season woes, you have to look up in the standings and see how other teams are doing and how you're comparing the rest of the league. I think we're doing just fine. Let's pump the brakes on the sell the farm and restart and rebuild. Let's look at what we have and what we're actually getting to create and foster. And I think it's pretty cool. We took care of business, and I think in a matter of how I would love a team who feels and who should feel way better, far superior to their opponent, to take them down in the third quarter. I thought that was great to see what we did in the third quarter, to respond, halftime adjustments, play calling, Cat shooting threes.
Yeah.
We built quite a sizable lead in the first quarter, but we lost it, right? So getting that back and then just never releasing off the break, or hitting the break, right? So awesome effort all around. It's great to see and destroy a team like Utah, who's going to be I don't know, they're probably going to be for a couple years here, lottery. I don't see a whole lot of future for them, but that's don't worry about that. Let's worry about us right now. And it was a great showing, great outing by most players. Yep.
It really was. Overall, just a pretty solid game. I mean, there's not really anything too much that you can point to. In the beginning, I was getting very frustrated at Nikhil. But he kind of made up for it with a lot of steals. I think he ended up with 3 or 4 steals. And, obviously we still need him. He's still not the playoff that we had last year, but he was okay today. It was acceptable. Noah says an underrated part of our defense is simply having Mike Conley over D'Lo. Watch how Conley guarded Horton Tucker. You have to be physical and quick. D'Lo was a crutch on defense. He was. And at times, Mike has been as well. It's not like Mike's been perfect, but Mike is a lot faster. Just even from the eye test, he's just so much faster. He's zippy out there. Gerald Nah had some great steals at the end there. Yeah, I think they were all second half. The first half was not good. Immediately when we started the game, it was Nah and Shake came in. There goes the lead of 10 points. Yeah, it was instant. So that sucked. But no, Ant had a great game. Cat had a pretty good game too. Actually, he had a really good game. It was weird because in the beginning of the game, he's scared to shoot threes. And he was driving. John, actually, I didn't even see this comment from Noah. John Collins. I didn't understand. I didn't think of him as a defensive player, but I didn't realize just how bad he was defensively. Ant and Cat were just bullying him in the beginning of the game. It was crazy. But yeah,
he's getting exposed on a Utah team that desperately needs something to ignite that team. Anyways, a very impressive win. And I think this should be more of the norm. I love that post-game commentary after the Denver game. Sorry we didn't go live, Timberwolves After Dark fam, but life has its way of interrupting that. But Finch kind of said, "Hey, we have to build habits here," and so we win one game. That's great. I have yet to see it mature into anything else, really. So, getting it, we're stacking some wins here. That's great to see. We're above 500. That's awesome. finally let's like start to build this high energy and good vibes in the locker room, because it's so easy to point fingers when things go south.
We
Really awesome at the start of this game is that we had like, I felt like a desperate energy. We just like ran. We were just running. Gobert was like leading the way, even just running back and forth, and we weren't like really even running plays. Ant was on fire. We had a lot of easy early offensive looks, and then that kind of stopped when like Jaden and Rudy went to the bench together for some reason, and like Ant and Kat went to the bench together for some reason, and in a NBA where the threes are supreme, we were not taking them. We were not making them. We weren't even looking for them. Any offensive like inertia that we had was just met with the Utah Jazz threes. And I'm curious, Cameron, like what were you watching, or what did you notice from like Utah, like just nailing threes, and we weren't doing anything to stop them?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of the time what happens is we'll go under screens, but some of these threes they were hitting, they were just wide open. There was no like screen happening. We were just lost. I think we were talking about it a little bit in the Discord. Shout out our Discord. But we were just like over helping in situations where we can just let Rudy kind of sit there in the paint right by the basket, and then we can be out on the 3-point line. We're just not doing that. We're kind of allowing threes to happen. And this is not necessarily the team that you want to do that. I'm not saying they're the worst team to do this to, but like they can hit shots. They have good enough players. They're kind of an odd team because, like you mentioned at the top, they're not good. But they also have too many. They have too many decent players to be like a fully tanking team. So I agree. Like Horton Tucker's really good, and obviously like Markkanen, he's solid. He's super. He's an all-star. So like they're just an odd team. Now, of course, the score looks the way it does, but that really was all just the end of the game. But yeah, no, I think the threes, we're just allowing too many threes and not getting out to those 3-point shots. At least we weren't in the first half.
Before the game, we were bottom 5 in offensive efficiency. We were number 1 in defensive efficiency, and that has maintained. I'm sure a score like this will rise our ranks in offense in terms of ranking. But why I asked you that question is that we weren't taking threes. Despite how well we were playing that first half, that like rhythm offense where we were just like running through early action plays, and we were making shots. Of course, we were getting to the rim. It was great to see. Utah was still in it because they were just able to make wide open threes. We weren't like kind of combating with what they were doing. We were playing our own game, which is to an extent good, but we weren't making threes. We weren't even taking threes. We only had 2 threes at halftime. Third quarter, we started slinging 7 threes in that quarter alone. It was great to see. And Ant had a couple, where like Lauri Markkanen had like 3 or 4 threes in a row.
Yeah,
Cat was hesitating to take threes in the first half. He let it fly a couple times in the third quarter. Awesome. We need that because he's our slinger. When we're looking up and down our roster, we have like 2 people that are like 3 people that are reliably going to take threes. Troy Brown Jr. is like the only one who's like 100% only going to take threes, right?
Yeah.
But like he's not going to play, right? So I'm just saying like we need Cat to be on that perimeter, to be that offensive threat, and when he's hesitating, it really kind of like swallows some of that energy.
It throws off the entire like what we expected from the team this year because it's fun. I can't remember who said it. I think somebody on Twitter actually might have said it. I don't remember who. I'm sorry, but somebody's like, "Did we trade Towns' 3-point ability for defense?" Because he's been playing pretty good defense.
Good. Yeah.
And his threes, other than late in the game today, have just not been there, and he's been very like shy to take them for somebody who's also like self-proclaimed the greatest big shooting man or whatever. So like it's like I don't know, it's just a very strange combo. And then to have him like, I mean, it made sense in the beginning of this game because John Collins was literally letting Ant and him do whatever. So drive past and there's like literally no resistance.
Yeah.
But it's I don't know. it's just really weird. But
early days, John Collins, they call him like the John the Baptist or something like that. It was so awesome. Like he was emphatically all about block shots, and he was a defender. He was known for his defense, and then he like kind of over time is just like not that player anymore. Anywho,
glad we didn't trade for him.
glad we didn't trade for him because we had a chance. We had multiple chances, and even some like potential regret of not going for him.
Yes,
yeah. He has a little bit of Jordan Poole in him.
That is true, man. You got to get him and Jordan Poole and Kyle Kuzma on the same team. There we go.
That might happen. That might happen this year. So let's pray for the Baptist. Hey, some weird stuff. Jaden McDaniels fouls out in this game.
Jaden, man.
We can talk about Jaden maybe towards the tier list time.
Yes.
Because if you're new here, we do a tier list. Sometimes it's full of tiers, especially in those 50-point losses. But
not today.
In the 5 games that we played, all but one, we can kind of scratch that off to just like DeJounte Murray popping off in the mid-range, and we weren't like adjusting at all. He was like 12 for 14 in the second half alone in that game. We have held in the 2023-2024 NBA season, we have held an NBA team where threes are like all over the place, under 100 points in 4 out of the 5 games.
It's pretty wild, and I think a lot of that's Rudy.
I think a lot of it's Rudy. Yeah, he's so healthy. He's not wearing a fucking like metal leg.
Yeah, no, he feels good, and he's looking good out there too, because like you can just see the way he's jumping for lobs is like so athletic. And you know,
that
that's
halftime block.
Yeah, that was. I mean, he looked like Shaden Sharp the other day. I can't believe that's the only thing I could think of. I was like, he did the Shaden Sharp, but like it's just so stupid. He is the center. Speaking of centers, we had 3 centers out on the floor tonight at one point.
We did.
We had Nas play the 3, Cat play the 4, and Rudy play the 5, and it was okay. Didn't hate it.
We get to experiment against a team like the Utah Jazz. I'll say that.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't hate it against the Jazz. I might hate it against the Celtics on Tuesday or whatever. Yeah. But cool.
Who knows?
Well, do we want to jump straight into the tier list?
I think so. Yeah.
Let's do it. I forgot to present my screen, so you're gonna have to bear with me while I learn technology. But I think I learned it quick, and I did. Wow.
Whoa.
So fancy.
Good. We forgot to put Finch in there. That's fine. Maybe some other time.
Yeah, we can do Finch another time. But, well, for those of you that are new here, I'm going to go through this really quick because I know a lot of you are not new. But for those of you that are new, especially all of you watching on Facebook, I have no idea if anybody's watching on Facebook. So if you are, please leave a comment because I don't know. But tier list, it's based off only tonight. Expectations is what we're grading. So, or what we expected out of a player. So A1 is an unforgettable night, like best night of their career, maybe, or one of the best nights of their career. Wancho is the worst of their career. Glenn Taylor is they've had 3 or more worst of their career games in a row. And then C is what we expect, C or B, somewhere in that range. So don't worry if somebody that has like 30 plus points tonight ends up as a C or a B, that doesn't mean we think they're a terrible player. That just means that that's kind of what we expected out of them.
We've had some pretty wonky tier lists already for the season. Like I think we were really high leading into the season based on FIBA stuff, and we were kind of let down. And so like our wins, we've had some people in D-Lo tier, and our losses, we've had a couple players like Jordan McLaughlin in A tier. So we're just feeling ourselves, and we have all the power here. But this
we
is
have
just
all
an
the power.
Exercise in
But please participate in chat. You may sway us one way or another. Also, quick reminder: like the stream if you haven't. We get to 50 likes, we do a giveaway tonight. And the higher that number is, the more likely it is to be something better. Oh my gosh, I hear myself.
Yeah, sorry, I gotta like the stream.
That's okay. Everybody pull up your second device and your second account. Make sure you like it. We're currently at, drum roll please, 8 likes.
8 likes.
So
nice.
We've got some work, but we can get there. We were at 44 last stream, so we were very, very close.
Dude, that was pretty cool.
That was cool. But that was also a very exciting game. Today was lame. So, anyways, today was not lame. It was amazing. Everybody liked the stream. Who do we want to start with?
Like the garbage time stuff, it's cool to see Josh Monite get some floor time and Jordan McLaughlin get on the floor too. I wonder why he's like not in the doghouse, but just not getting court time. I think we're just trying to like establish the faith in who I think we should start with. Shake Milton, 15 minutes, 8 points, all of that pretty much in garbage time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. A whole bunch of nothing, but most notably, he went to the line 4 times. And he attempted a couple threes. My grade is in the first half. I think he was one of the main reasons why Utah was getting back in the game. He's like Shake Milton, but like his handle was shaky. He was giving up the ball. He was not running an offense. I think he was like a D-low first half, and then like garbage time, he kind of, it doesn't really matter. But like I'm not worried about Shake coming into a new system. The first time he's been like traded, he wants to establish himself, so he was really aggressive in the early onsets. I bet you Finch is trying to like push him and his like mentality forward so that he's like more aggressive when he's on the board, when he was on the floor, because we need like a Jamal Crawford type player. We need like that spark plug off the bench, and that's supposed to be Shake. It was supposed to be Jalen Noel. It was supposed to be all these other players, and we are just trying to find a new one, right? And so far, he has like been a massive letdown. In my opinion, Shake and Bake, as Godfrey has said, is D'Lo.
Great. Yeah, I think D'Lo. It's kind of weird because like I feel like he was not good, but he also maybe kind of looks good. I don't know how to describe it. Like there's times out there where he looks kind of like how we were talking about Conley earlier. He's like moving fast, and like he's but no, he's like he did get like a block shot near the end of the game that looked pretty good. I don't know. That's garbage time though. So yeah, I will also say D'Lo.
Sensational.
Yes, I'm so glad I added these.
And how did it feel to be almost interrupted? Also, kind of a culprit for why the lead was just evaporated. We had like 2 or 3 double-digit leads in the first half, and they were all just both gone. And even almost towards the end of the first half, we like lost our lead, and like I was worried. I honestly was like, "What's going to happen in halftime?" Nickeil Alexander-Walker, 18 minutes, 0 points. I looked at some like advanced stats, and they're not great right now, but he's shooting below 20% from 3, and what was that movie Signs, where it just keep swinging, keep shooting, but like maybe got to raise that average up. Like I wouldn't mind having you have that like hesitation to shoot the 3, as opposed to like having it be Cat. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, however, turned it around in that second half. Someone said, or a kid in the stands said, "Play better," and he was like, "Oh, you're right, I should." And then he did, and he had a couple steals, a couple sick defensive stances, a couple block shots as well. I'm gonna say, as weird as it sounds, I'm gonna give him a B.
Oh, okay. I was not expecting that. I think I'm
for 0 points. It's stupid.
For 0 points, yeah. I kind of think it's C because I think it's kind of similar to Shake, but I do think that he had a better second half than Shake did. I think he started off D'Lo. Maybe I was like borderline in the very beginning thinking Juancho.
Right.
But then after the first half, those steals were good. He had some good activity on defense. That was maybe B worthy, but I don't know. I guess I'm still kind of leaning C. I think I'm C.
Put him in the C tier.
Gerald says C.
This is what we expect from him.
At the moment, it is. Unfortunately, I want more than this, but.
What about those jerseys?
Bruh. They're terrible.
They're terrible.
I hate them. I don't know why people like them.
They are below average. I'll say that because the rest of the NBA's Season City Edition jerseys this year are all ass.
They're
simplified nonsense.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know. I really dislike them. I don't like the style of the like water dripping or whatever. And then on top of that, I didn't realize the shorts were just like plain blue. And I'm like, I don't know, just like if you're
It's
gonna go this route,
yeah,
just go
go all in.
crazy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
go
like
crazy.
I just I don't know. I was not a fan.
Mhm.
I don't like it. And I give the jerseys
Dude,
like
Godfrey,
a Wancho. Or
Glenn
Glenn
Taylor.
Taylor.
Yeah, but
Yes,
hey,
God.
Gerald was calm tonight, and he truly was. So I will
I
give you
mean,
that.
it's Gerald, yeah. Although Gerald kept trying to make us lose in the Discord.
Yeah,
Um,
like look at
thank you,
those. Like look at
Clutch.
the avatar of like who was that? Who's six? Nikhil Alexander Walker, and like those colors are the same colors we saw on the court tonight, just like inverted. So they look like the exact same jersey, just like really pedestrian.
Yeah,
Anyways,
I
that's
don't
beside the
like him.
point. We're 1-0 in the jerseys, so I mean maybe they're amazing. So whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, like a base coat of white, like look so bad, so bad. Um, Kyle Anderson, slow mo. They said on the broadcast it's gonna be an interesting time in the offseason. Like, do we bring him back already? They're already talking about it. The
Yeah.
disinfectant jerseys. I love that,
W.
Begus. Welcome back to the show, Begus.
Yes.
Slow mo, Kyle Anderson, dude. When we were kind of losing it in the second quarter, he came in and was just like doing little shot put stuff from the paint and just like kept us kind of in. When they were making
Mhm.
threes, we were making shot puts. At least we were getting some points. We were struggling to get some offense when it was up there with slow mo. 5 for 6 from the floor, 12 points, 6 assists, 2 block shots, a buzzer beater, and some other stuff. Team high off the bench at plus 11. I have a grade for him. Do you have a grade for him?
Yeah, I have a grade.
All right, in 3, 2, 1. B
B.
plus.
I'm in the B range. I think he was solid tonight, and he was better than he has been, and better than expected. Those shots did keep us in the game. Very similar to last year, where he could kind of calm things down, get a couple buckets that were basically free, like because nobody really defends him that well. So if he can get close enough to the basket to do that little push shot, then it's almost free. So like to do that in moments where maybe the other parts of the offense aren't working, it's just good. So I think it is a B.
Notably, 0 turnovers tonight. I felt like he was coming out of the gate this season with a different pace to him, which is like was like an extra dribble here or there, and like
Yeah.
would lose control of the ball or run a little bit too fast for his own control, and he lost some of that. And I don't know what happened, but he
Mhm.
like looked the part tonight. He's untouchable in a lot of ways because when we are struggling to get any sort of offense, he can figure it out. He can with 3 seconds left, he can hurry his shot, and he did, and make it. You know, like he can do whatever is asked.
Yeah.
He's a Swiss Army knife in to the nth degree, and I agree with the assessment from you.
Yeah. It'll be this is a conversation for later in the season, but it'll be interesting to see what we do going forward with him because he is so crucial to us in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
It'll be crazy, but yeah.
We are up to 15 likes, 35 more.
Ooh, 35 more.
Mark Madsen, jersey number away.
And we'll do the giveaway will be live on stream. Ian, welcome back,
Welcome
Ian. We
back,
haven't
Ian.
seen you.
We
Daddy's
we
home.
love seeing you
I didn't
in
even read the
the
comment.
post show comments. Always
Yes.
being a bro, always being a friend. It's great to see you back. MVP chance. Naz Reid, 22 minutes, 16 points, 5 for 9 from the floor, but notably 3 for 5 from 3, and he made his free throws. Naz Reid, 2
Oh yeah.
words.
Nas.
They even got Katie Storm in on it.
Yeah.
Halftime adjustments. Naz Reid. My grade for Naz Reid, A.
I agree. I was ready to do 3, 2, 1, but it's an A. I think Nas is, right when he got into the game, I'm losing him. There he is. He's just so reliable. what was it? There was a point where he had like 15, 16 points on 7 shots or something. I don't know. He's just reliable in all the ways. He's hitting the threes that were missing from Towns in the beginning of the game.
Mm-hmm.
He played the 3 at some point tonight.
Nutty.
I think like this wasn't maybe necessarily like an insanely amazing game for Nas, but it was really good. And just to be able to rely on Nas like this is great. To have this many points out of Nas is great. I mean, it's just super solid. This is a sixth man candidate of the year. What am I saying? Sixth man of the year candidate. I said all the words just in different orders. But yeah, he's been super solid. And as Ian says, perimeter defense has surprised us. It has been present at times. So that's good. And that's how we're able to get away with him against certain teams playing the 3. Again, I don't necessarily want to be seeing that going into like the Celtics or some other really good team. But for stuff like this, it's passable. So feels good.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
That could have been anything. That could have been like an actual other song.
That could have been.
To the starters, we go. Don't forget to like, share, comment, tell your mom about it, because we're only 30 likes away from a giveaway, and road to 500, because 500 subs equals giveaway. And just a fun milestone. After doing this for so long, 500 is like, we've made it,
Yes.
I can like quit my job. Oh, wait. Swimming, welcome to the show. Ant MVP. Yes. We will get to Ant and that in a minute. Let's start with, they got Katie, but we got Jaden McDaniels. 20 minutes. 5 points, 6 fouls. Yeah, more fouls than points. He wears it on his chest, though, my friend. Ian, do you have a grade for him?
I do.
We paid him the big bucks for a 3, 2, 1 Wancho level performance. I will say he was looking pretty good at the start of the game, even though he had his foul trouble. But then once he went to the bench, we couldn't keep up, and we can't rely on him when he's unreliable.
Yep. Yeah, it's just this is like throwback to the days back on Twitch when we were streaming there, and I was not a big Jaden fan. And I was calling for us to trade him because I was like, we could get Ben Simmons.
Yeah.
But which actually he's been okay this year. But no, this is bad and it's concerning because these are all issues that he's had since he's come into the league. And it's not even just like he's getting bad calls, because he's still getting bad calls. He's still getting Jaden. He's still getting the Jaden level bad calls. Yeah.
Yep. However, that's Minnesota basketball. That's Minnesota sports, man.
Yeah, you have to overcome that as a Timberwolves player. That's just what you have to figure it out. But no, he's having frustration fouls, just stupid fouls, ticky-tack fouls that are fouls, and just so visible. I don't know. It's just he did look in the very, very beginning of the game. I was like kind of excited that we might have a good in the over-under in our Discord. I was like, Jaden's going to get over 10.5 points. I feel like this is going to be a good Jaden game. We're going to have a lead. He's going to be able to play. Problem with that is that he can't foul out. So, it's bad. He still looks good, but the fouls just have to stop. And until he stops fouling, I mean, he's going to perpetually be in a very low tier. Not that he cares about this, but he's going to be a very low tier on the tier list.
Well, I don't know, man. Josh Okogie fucked with us. So
Josh Okogie did.
Maybe these guys pay attention to this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't like the fouling, but we have to move past some of that sometimes because he plays in a very aggressive style and very kind of like kind of reactionary as well. He used to be more of like the low man, last man help defense, and so he would get a lot of block shots, a lot of stats. Now he's like on the ball, on the best player, so he's going to get those calls because like Lauri Markkanen is like apparently a superstar in the first quarter. He's going to get to the line apparently, so things like that happen. Really quick, if you are on Facebook or Twitter, we are seeing the YouTube comments live. It's awesome. It's amazing, and I want to highlight a few of them in a minute. But we would love to know if you're there. Say hi. Say we suck. Say Wolves rock. Say Naz Reid. Anything you want to say, and just so we can see that you're here. However, right before all that, Lee. Hey, welcome to the show, Lee. Let's effing go Wolves. It's been watching since Khan tried to ruin the whole dang team. Man, at least we had good smiles though.
We certainly did.
Change the face. Be happy.
Be happy.
Enjoy.
Daniel, Wolves defense looks good. I like it. Jay, Naz Reid. I think I got to star the comment. Comment of the night. And also, that looks like a Chris Carter wearing chains.
Ooh, it is Chris Carter.
Swimmin.
I like that.
Ever since Swimmin joined the show, they've been popping off with some commentary. Jaden needs to be more consistent on offense. Your defense can only do so much if your offensive game is not falling through to help your teammates. I love that comment. I think he's so reliable on offense. He could be a potential second, third option when Cat's in trouble or Cat's not shooting threes. He's just unable to because the time on court matters so much. He's going to probably lead the league in fouls this year if he at this rate. So we can't have that happen. But he needs to play, like you said, a starter, not a bench player. Cool. Hey, what's up? No, that's you.
Facebook's working.
Dang, well, that's pretty cool to see. Keelan Martin, amounts of likes away. Yes.
We are.
I like that. I like that you know what I'm doing there with that. Cool.
Yes, 30 likes away from a live giveaway on stream. Hit that like button. We can get there. I think we can get there.
I think we can get there. And I also think we can put Jaden in his place tonight, despite a win, despite shooting 50% from the floor and hitting a three, and being positive on the plus minus. You are a Wancho in our.
We're just going for symmetry here. We're just going for symmetry.
Yeah.
Although nobody's no spoilers. No spoilers.
Mike Conley. This is going to be kind of a routine. Like we're going to talk about the Twin Towers and Ant last, typically always.
Yeah. Yep.
Conley. Ever since I was kind of just like doubting you and your age and your athleticism and like what your purpose was, I guess he was sick and now he's not sick.
Yeah.
And now I think I can kind of see a bit of a path with him leading the way. Like he's so much better than D'Lo in terms of like orchestrating, being an extension of the coach. But like one person said, and I kind of agree, he will never score 30 points in a game, right? He will never be our spark plug.
He's our Chris Paul.
Yeah, Chris Paul, like
1.13 assists.
Yeah. And we'll get into assist numbers here in a second. But like 28 minutes, 3 for 9 from the floor, 9 shots. He's usually not taking 9 shots a game, but 3 for 9 from the floor, 1 for 4 from 3, a couple floaters, 6 assists, 7 points.
That's funny. I don't remember him taking 9 shots. That seems crazy.
Yeah. And what's up, C-Tays?
C-Tays, welcome back.
A grade for the Ageless Wonder?
The Ageless Wonder, yes.
That's what Grady said. In 3. Well, are you ready?
I'm ready.
Here on the show, expect some turbulence. Plans do fly. And Conley does get graded in 3, 2, 1.
C-Tays.
C-Tays.
No, yeah, I think it's a C. I just think everything you said is accurate. I think this is probably what we can expect out of him every given night. I mean, if he goes off, amazing. And I think that there will be games this year where it's like, whoa, Conley went off for like 25 points, or maybe 25, but like 22 or something. And he hit like 6 threes because people were just like sagging off him on defense. I don't know. I think that's possible, but like what's realistic on a nightly basis is I just can't. I'm looking at it. I can't believe that he shot 9 shots, but like I think there should be more lobs to Rudy. We had the patented like third quarter. You know how D'Lo and J-Mac had their little like patented play that they had where it was like this fake pass, no look kind of thing. Like that's Rudy and Conley in the third quarter. Like Conley will do this thing where he first. like,
I said
what?
oh.
What?
I thought you said it at the same time I said it.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, I think there's the play. Like he does this thing where he does like this pick and roll. He kind of like snakes his way into doing this like wide open layup, and then the next play they come down, he does the same thing, but he lobs it to Rudy. That's his version of the D'Lo and J-Mac like little weird pass. But they only do it once, and I feel like this is something that they could do it all the time. And that's sort of frustrating to me, but I guess that's just what we expect. So we expect it, and it's a C.
What are your thoughts on his nickname being Bite Bite?
Bite Bite. You know, Ant is allowed to say whatever he'd like about anybody, and I'm just for it. I don't care. I'll call him Bite Bite. I thought it was Bike at first, but it's Bite Bite. Which I don't know what that means or why that is, but
we don't know a whole lot of what he says. Like I still don't even know what sack means, and he says that
sack, thirsty. We got a lot of things. Ant's got his like own different like dictionary of words that he has, and then after he says it, they go on shirts. So I don't know. It works.
Godfrey, Keontae George does look great. I think he's going to be who they should build around. Him and Kessler.
Former Timberwolf, by the way.
Yeah, exactly right.
Kind
of. Okay, cool. Rudy Gobert, 5 for 10 from the floor in 30 minutes, 11 points, 10 rebounds, 4 block shots, including the end of the third quarter, shaded sharp. He took no threes. He was leading our team in free throws attempts as well as makes, which is kind of whatever. He only went to the line one trip tonight. And just generally, the best he's looked at a Timberwolves uniform.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He might not get an A1 tonight or ever, but man, does he look the part for us to ascend from a first round playoff loss. Like he looks like the part for us to get there. A grade for our boy in blue water, deep blue.
Calm.
3, 2, 1.
A.
I gotta give him an A. I
know he felt good. It looked good. I know the stat line's not there like you would maybe expect it to be, but it can't be on this team, you know, because like we have Towns, we have Nas. If we have Towns and Nas that which both went off tonight, Rudy can't have a bunch of points. He can't have a bunch of rebounds. But you could just see it in every other way. He's getting block shots. He did the shade and sharp, as I said earlier. He's just looking really good. He's not fouling much this year either, which is really nice. And we need that when Jaden is going to foul out of games. So
inevitable.
This is good. He's honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if he's rising the ranks of Defensive Player of the Year in DraftKings and things like that. I'm going to check right now, actually. But it's an A for me.
That's great. Yeah, I would love to know those. And actually, I would love for like you to like just own that throughout the whole season. Just like because like who's projecting, who's trending up and down on like player rankings or like percentages to bet on. Like if we were all to go to Vegas together and like bet on some players, like what are some of the odds that have been happening? Because Ant was like an MVP candidate plus like 3,000 or something. I wonder what that is now. You know, Rudy Gobert, Defensive Player of the Year candidate. I wonder what his percentages are now. That's pretty
Ant
cool.
is currently plus 2,500 and about like 11th place, I think, in MVP.
Wow, that's amazing.
That's good
for a dude who still has holes in his game. Where we're about to talk about him, but it's awesome to see.
Oh yeah, they don't have defense right now, unfortunately. It looks like they're probably resetting the lines after the games tonight. Rudy did too good; they broke it.
I bet.
But yeah, did I actually put them up there? I didn't. Oopsies. Rudy, A.
Yeah, that is accurate right there.
Yep. And by the way, we are 24 likes. We need 26 more likes to do live giveaway. Go ahead, Ashwin.
And we're plus 44 viewers on the stream. I love you all.
Ooh.
Love seeing Rudy starting to pass out to shooters. Yeah, that pass out to Jaden for 3 was awesome. He's not like doing the circus shots in the paint that he sometimes does. I want them completely gone. He was freelancing last year on one leg, and I hated it. And he was asked to do so much more than expected because we didn't have Cat, in a lot of ways. But he's doing less by just running, and he's getting his opportunities. I love it. We don't even have to run a play for him. We don't have to do any action with him, and it's awesome to see. And you never saw that in Utah.
No.
I will say, I will be very honest. I didn't really watch much Utah, so I don't really.
Yeah.
I didn't know. I knew what we were getting, but I didn't know the day-to-day Gobert that we would be getting.
Yeah. Yep. I agree. I saw highlights, and that's it.
Yeah. I'm going to save Cat for last.
Okay.
Anthony Edwards, unless we have anything else to say. No, we don't.
Nope.
36 minutes, 13 for 19 from the floor, 31 points, 6 assists, 8 rebounds, a steal. Yeah, also 6 turnovers. But that's LeBron does that. Westbrook does that. Harden does that. Ant can do that. Don't worry about it.
When you have the amount of usage that Ant has, there's gonna be turnovers.
And he's learning a few things on the fly, living, passing to Gobert, and he's doing it. And he might cough up the ball here or there, but his handles improved. He's he's trying to not give a whole lot of air underneath his pass. He's trying to intentionally pass. And boy, he is learning to be like Luka in the sense that he's slowly, he's not using speed and his athleticism to his advantage. He's using his athleticism to his advantage by slowing down and letting other people, he's basically playing people now.
Yeah, that's true.
A grade for Anthony Edwards. Himthony Edwards in 3, 2, 1.
A.
Who is him? Besides me?
Yeah, thank you. I was I didn't want my computer to freeze, but I was that's what I wanted.
Yeah. Simone. A1 would be an unforgettable. I mean, this was a good game. He had a windmill dunk. He is an A1 tonight. If he dunks over Olynyk. Hits that dunk,
that happened?
Oh my goodness. I knew it wasn't going in from the moment he took off, though, because he took off too far away and had a defender that was slowing him down. If he took off with no defender, it was still gonna be it wasn't the free throw line, but we were out there. But if he makes he did get the windmill. 9 out of 10 on the windmill. It was a little sloppy at the top, but it's okay. But no, this was a good game for Ant. 13 and 19 is crazy. His 3-pointers are crazy. And he was willing us to win at points where we were not doing well.
Agreed.
And, this was borderline an MVP performance from Ant. So this was MVP performance. Because we can just look at this offensively and talk about his offensive game, but defensively, he was crazy tonight. And there are, I think, going to be people that notice him this year for all defensive teams and all NBA teams. I think there's a real possibility if you can hit both, he'll hit both. I think if he plays like this for the rest of the season, not just this game, but the beginning of the season that he's done so far.
If he gets in an all defensive team and Jaden fouls out.
But that's the thing. A lot of these awards are narrative based. People don't hear about Jaden, and they're going to see Ant in the big games. And if Ant can get those 2 steals and 2 blocks that he promised last year a game,
Ant.
Yeah, then people are going to notice. And really, that's the thing. If you perform well in national games, if you perform well in the in-season tournament, I guess that's probably also good. We'll see. But no, Ant played well tonight. He had only 1 steal, but his defense was good tonight. And he was really on people for most of the game. It wasn't just at times. It was pretty consistent.
19 points in the first half, 31 points overall, which also means, as Gerald is pointing out, we are not discounting your commentary because It's factual commentary. He had no points in the third quarter. He literally took that quarter off.
Yeah.
He literally watched us like cook from Cat. Honestly, Cat kind of took over, and I think that was cool to have him like defer. But I think there needs to be more give and than take. So with
deferring to me annoys me, and I'm kind of with Gerald there because it turns into the Wiggins conversation that I hate having. Because you can defer to other people scoring wise, but that doesn't mean you just stand in the corner. Like you have to still like initiate offense, and you can still score. It doesn't mean you can't score, which it seems like he thinks that there's like a rule that he can't. But overall, good game from Ant, and he came alive again in the fourth, and didn't disappear for the entire second half.
For the season, 5-game sample. He leads our team in 3-point attempts and makes by a wide margin. His 3-point shooting percentage, look at me statisticking the crap out of the show. 55% from 3.
Yeah, that's crazy.
He's top 3 in rebounds. He's top 3 in assists.
Well, the rebounds are somewhat inflated. Oh, okay. Well, still.
Because of one game.
He had 14 rebounds in the first game.
And then I think the second game he had like 2.
Yeah.
That's better than Jaden.
But still, man. I mean, he still got those 14. It's not like they were a fluke. Like, he did that, but...
he's also destroying everyone else on the team in turnovers. But, oh, man, like I said, MVP Harden, MVP Westbrook, they're doing that on a nightly basis. So
they are. It's true.
Okay. And now they're on the same team again for the third time. I don't know about that Clippers team. All right, sorry. Anything else on Ant? He's him. No one else.
He's him.
I love him. We were starting. There was like a crunchy, like gravelly, like a growl about Ant. Like starting off in this year, a little inefficient, kind of turning the ball over, chucking, not in a flow, getting in and out of the game. And this version of Ant isn't the best we've seen. But holy crap, if this is the baseline for us moving forward, we are going to look damn good.
That's the thing. And I know we're done on Ant, but like we need that baseline because he can't be considered an MVP player. He can't be considered maybe even an all-star if he has the games like he's had previous years where like he'll have these great games, but then he'll have like 10 to 15 games throughout the season where he has like under 10 points and does almost nothing. So like if this is the baseline, maybe not tonight, but like if the beginning of the season is the baseline, then I feel pretty good. But
we are a general soreness away from the giveaway, also known as Troy Brown Jr. Right now, who's wearing that jersey, donning the 23. Mason Smith said about 10 minutes ago, because of how well things are forming these days, we're probably going to blow a 20-point lead on Monday.
If we get a 20-point lead, I mean, we're good for that any game, but the Celtics are I worry about the Celtics. I don't know if we'll get a 20-point lead against the Celtics, but
are the Celtics Monday?
They're the next game, whatever the next game is.
Whoa.
So we play the Celtics and then we play the whatever they're called, the game I'm going to, the Pelicans.
The Pelicans, whatever they're called. Interesting. Man. What do they say? There's no days off anymore. There has never been more parity in the league than this year. In a league where stars are still merging and melding into one. Like Anthony Davis popped off for like 7 or 8 blocks tonight, still got the L. It's like the game is never been better in a lot of ways. So cool to that. Calm and collected. Karl Anthony Towns, 32 minutes, 7 for 14 from the floor, efficient, 25 points, 7 rebounds, couple steals. I don't know, a 1 assist, not like more, but it doesn't matter. Notably, he made a couple threes. Not team high, but I might as well just say team high. plus 24 on the plus or minus. It wasn't team high, but like I wanted to say it for him. So I felt like it was probably. A grade for our boy, Big Cat. In 3, sorry, 2, 1. I'm giving him an A. His best game of the season. His best
I
game
think
of the
it
season.
is. You know, to see the offense happen, you know, have Ant and Cat have a good game in the same game, I think that's promising. Lots of points, hit some threes, and I would be more critical of him not taking as many threes in the beginning of the game if John Collins wasn't playing for the Utah Jazz, because John Collins was just allowing Cat to drive to the rim and get easy buckets. So, you know, of course, I'd prefer him taking some threes. He's still hesitating a little bit on some threes, but overall, this was a really good game and better than I expect. You know, I mean, like years ago, would we have called this an A for Cat? Probably not. You know, our expectations years ago were that he was going to do this every single night. But now with the team that we have, it's a little different. And this was a good game. I mean, of course, 7 to 14, that's great efficiency. There was no egregious like crazy plays. I mean, he did have 3 or 4 fouls. But you know, they were okay.
He gets a soft whistle too in a lot of ways.
He has a terrible, and I know we say this all the time, but it's terrible. It's so bad. But
he does himself no favors in the games where it's very egregious and obvious. But like the games where I think he's playing pretty solid D, I will say getting into the 3, 4 foul, 5 foul, getting into foul trouble isn't bad. You have 6 fouls to use to dispose, right? But like, you know, we don't want him to be what happened in the play-in game or like what happened in like the playoff series where he gets into foul trouble, he takes himself out of the game because we're so desperate for him to be on the court when it matters. You know, what's awesome is that, maybe he got into foul trouble, but we had a 20-point lead. So him being a little bit more aggressive and or assertive is what we need and what we expect. Honestly, one of the better defensive games and efforts I saw from him too tonight. And the thing that I've always wanted from him, besides chucking 10 threes a game, at least he's inching his way up towards like Ashwin expectation. He went to the line 10 times tonight.
That's true. That's actually huge. That is huge. Yeah.
It's huge. It's huge for him because it slows the game down. He can breathe. He can kind of like do a little like mantra or talk to himself as well. But he gets kind of automatic points. You know, he fouls down a lot. And they were kind of talking about it a little bit in the broadcast that when he fouls down, right? Like it's a transition bucket the other way, and it's a guaranteed bucket. And he goes to the ground a lot. I noticed that he wasn't going to the ground as much tonight. I think I noticed a few like composed layups or drives. I saw a jam even. That was pretty cool. Well, that one of them was transition. And just generally he was more I don't want to say erect. Just generally he was standing up straight and not driving, leaning towards the ground. Like maybe exactly. I'll stop talking. That's a good cue to shut up. Yeah. Mason, that's right.
I mean, you have a point, Mason, and you know, it's bad. Like I will give him just a little bit of leeway here in the beginning of the season because, you know, everybody seems to be, it's annoyingly, the entire team seems to be not ready for the season. So we're everybody's getting into it. You know, Cat clearly is not comfortable with his 3-point shot right now. So I guess we're giving him a little bit of leeway. But yes, I mean, your Supermax player, we should not be talking like, you know, if we're looking at it through the lens of Supermax, like, this needs to be happening on a nightly basis. If this needs to be the baseline, as we're talking about, like this is the baseline, and it's definitely not. But
I had some weird epiphanies about Cat recently. I think I dreamed it. I just like remmed it into reality here. I'm not going to share them with you, so it's a teaser for you to join the broadcast on Monday, when it probably will matter a little bit more. But basically, we haven't seen the best version of Cat ever. Honestly, I don't think so. He's getting older, potentially wiser. I don't know what that means. but he is slowing down. If he can slow down, man, I don't know. I think that will be the best version of Cat is when he slows down.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I think he's
Oh,
thinking 5 miles too fast. I think he's thinking I need to do this, that, or the other. There's a couple passes that he just didn't need to pass. He could have just taken the 3-point shot. That's fine. I'm like so fine with him trying things when we're up 25.
Yeah. We can do the behind the back, between the legs, all that kind of stuff when it's when we're up by 20. But when we are not up by 20, we can't be doing that when it's mid game tied game, something like that. That can't happen.
So we're gonna sing his praises tonight. But just like
Yeah.
Finch said after the Denver game, we got to have some repeated, consistent behavior here, and it's not just the team. It's not just like the bench. It's also our all-stars, are the people who we're paying max money and getting into multiple aprons and shit jerseys with, you know. And okay,
New
Sute is correct. His numbers won't always look sexy, but like we got a team, we got an effing squad right now, right? And we can't mess this up. This is like kind of our all-in this year, in a lot of ways.
It is. Oh yeah, it definitely is. I mean, we got to figure things out. Apparently, the cap situation isn't as bad as we feared it was in the offseason, but especially because of the Jaden deal, apparently there's some weird like numbers or something. I don't know. I don't know any of the number stuff. But yeah, this is an all or nothing year because I don't think we run it back with this entire same squad next year, unless we are deep into the playoffs. And I don't even know if we still can do that, you know, financially. But I think if we don't make it, I mean, if we don't make the playoffs, then that's crazy. But I'm sorry, I'm laughing because we have a new Timberwolves Brazil post that has dropped. And I'm
glad that you keep up with that.
I kind of want to share it, but this is our first night on Facebook, so I don't want to get banned. But I think we're just going to share it anyways. You ready for this?
Let's go.
Here we go. I can't believe it's something.
You need to
it's not sharing.
I switched it.
Oh, okay. Here we go.
It was just our faces.
I see.
I don't know what's going on in the world today.
What is Timberwolves Brazil doing? I mean,
why are we acknowledging them?
Maybe better than the other day.
Whatever it was.
But I guess I should have given everybody a warning that was happening. But that's a great way to close out the show.
I think so. Yeah.
But anyways, Timberwolves win. As we mentioned earlier, games coming up. We've got the Celtics on Monday, the Pelicans on Wednesday. I will be at that game. Not 100% certain if I can do that game. Must be
Which
something
one?
in the water over there. Wednesday, which I think you can't do anyways.
Yeah, I can't do Wednesday. Sorry.
Friday, we play the Spurs. Then we play Golden State twice. And then on the back-to-back on one of the Golden State games, we play the Suns. So,
wow, our schedule.
Quite the schedule coming up. Yeah, so it's Celtics, Pelicans, Spurs, Warriors, Suns, Pelicans, Knicks, 76ers, Kings. I mean, that's 2 weeks.
What's the easiest team?
Yeah, the easiest
team.
I
guess it's the Spurs, but I don't think so.
Yeah, the Spurs look okay. And maybe the Knicks. I don't know. It's crazy. But
very interesting. Yeah.
Anyways, well,
as Simon says, great show, guys, but also super sus.
Super sus. Yes. It's crazy.
Dazza.
Sorry, Facebook.
Dazza. We should trade for another role player before the deadline.
You know,
yes.
It depends. If Shake and Nah are still not cutting it, we may have to somehow. I don't know how, but
I think Nah is a keeper, regardless of like how he's looked. I just think the 1-2 punch of Jaden and Nah, and we don't have to rely on the rawness of Jake Minot or Josh Minot. Like, It's so necessary. Anyways.
Yeah.
And as Mason Smith
Cool.
said, he wasn't ready. I wasn't ready. That was ridiculous.
Well, as tradition here, 52 wins is still possible. Maybe, well, I don't know if it's likely, but we'll see. We'll see after this stretch of games. Maybe we'll be a little bit more pumped if we can.
As long as we're just
still over
500, huh?
Yeah, then we're good. But if you're new here, subscribe. We're trying to get to 500. We got a couple subscribers tonight. I appreciate it. We didn't get to the 50 likes tonight. We will try again next stream. So if you join, make sure you like early. Let people know in the comments early. Intro as the outro. We'll see you guys Monday night, I think. See ya.
McDaniel